the human decision-making process, and your lead funnel. All humans make decisions in approximately the same way. For example, you might be lying in bed one morning thinking, I need to get out of bed and exercise. Come to the awareness that you have a desire, which is to be in good shape, which will bring you good health, and you have a problem that you can't get out of bed. You start to look for solutions. You consider the options: hula hooping, working out at the gym, cycling, running. You recall seeing women with amazing abs doing hula hooping, and also seeing videos on social media and ads for hula hoop exercises and classes at the gym, and you decide, yes, that's the right one for me. I'm going to do hula hooping. So you go out and get yourself a hula hoop, and then you want to show it off to get buy-in from your friends. Hey, check out this hula hoop, isn't it awesome? Because you want their support. When we get the support of our friends and the people around us, then we feel really confident that we've made the right choice. And then after we've made that purchase, we've gotten buy-in from our friends and family, then we have this thing or this solution or this object, and we have a tendency to want to create a community around our choice. So with this new amazing hula hoop, you seek out a hula hoop group, and you become a part of this community of hula hoopers with amazing abs. Now, sometimes this decision-making process can take a long time. You might become aware of the problem, aware of your desire to be in shape, but it can take a year or years even before you are motivated enough to actually do something about it. So the time span between the first step and the last can be years. And as a marketer, you need to keep that in mind, that you may not be able to get someone to buy from seeing one ad. So let's talk about human decisions and your lead funnel. If you watched my video on how I like to portray the lead funnel, you'll understand why I have it shaped like an hourglass here. At the top, we have awareness. They become aware of the problem. They go into consideration mode and look for options. They make their purchase. In the example that I gave, it's a hula hoop. Retention, they bought that hula hoop. Maybe they need to have 2 or 3 so that they can match their hula hoop to their particular mood that day. Maybe one day they need a sturdy hula hoop. Maybe another day they need one that is sparkly and makes music. And then advocacy. This is when, in that example, they went out and joined a group and invited their friends to join the group. Here's another example. And I'm going to give you this example along with an explanation of how social media and search engines are aligning the content that they present to someone, to the audience, to that person who is on multiple journeys in their life, multiple decision-making processes of needs that they have, desires that they have in their everyday life. So let's say you are thinking, I need something to do this weekend. So you become aware that you need something to do. So you go over to Google and do a search for events, and up pops many listings for events. And then you think, oh shoot, my good buddies are out of town this weekend. I don't have someone to hang out with to go to these events. Maybe I'm gonna check out what's going on Meetup, because Meetup, they always have events where you just show up and there are lots of people. So we go over to Meetup and look to see what events are happening nearby. And here we have a stroll in Muir Woods, Thursday night trail run. So here we have some really fun events that we can participate in. Great, I think I'm gonna do the Thursday night trail run. So perfect, here's this customer journey that we've gone on. You became aware that you need something to do this weekend, took a look at events, realized you needed to do some sort of a meetup so that there were already people there because your buddies are out of town. You registered for a meetup. You go, do the run, have fun, and then what Meetup does is they make suggestions through email of other events nearby you that you might enjoy. So you'll be receiving these reminders or invitations saying, hey, check out this group or check out this event you might be interested in attending. And then we get to the advocacy state of the customer journey or the lead funnel. Here's how Meetup does it. When I go over to Meetup, when I go over to CNN to read the news, Meetup pops up this ad inviting me to become an organizer. We'll walk you through the few steps to build your own local community. Get started. So Meetup knows that I have visited their website because they have a pixel in place that's tracking my visit. And so now they're inviting me to start my own Meetup. That way I will then be inviting other people to join Meetup. And that is how Meetup does their advocacy promotions. They put ads in front of you inviting you to start your own group. I want to call your attention to the old way of drawing out your lead funnel. And you'll see this over and over again. It's shaped like a funnel, tiny at the bottom. And what that does, and again, if you watch my video about lead funnel design, you'll understand more behind my thinking. But what this does is it puts your paying customers, the people that you've already created a relationship with, at the bottom, tiny, and usually they're in these cold, boring colors. We don't want to do that. So we are banishing this old design of the lead funnel. I want to give you a way that you can determine how you're doing in providing the right content in the right place for your customer's journey. It's all content now. It's text, it's images, and how you are delivering it, the channel that you're using to get that content in front of your customer can vary widely. It could be an ad, it could be an article, it could be an email, or maybe a social post. Typically, all of the work that you're doing it because you're wanting to attract that customer to come and engage with you and hopefully buy something from you. And most companies are doing really well at the purchasing level of the customer journey. And those purchasing options, those purchasing pages are typically on the website. And I've created a little graph here that you can use to grade yourself. So typically, companies do really well about having their website set up for a purchase. They do fairly well in creating content for customers to start to consider them. And these are often done through ads and social media. But where businesses are really struggling or really overlooking is the awareness level of the customer journey. And this is typically because businesses don't understand how to do this and why it's important and how to put that in place. And then also I've seen businesses, and I truly believe it's because of the psychological impact of those lead funnel diagrams that puts the most important part of your customer journey at the bottom and really tiny. The retention and converting your customers into advocates for your brand are overlooked. And typically retention is done through email. You have the email address of your customer, typically, especially if they purchase from you online, and creating an advocate out of your customers could require articles, events, or like you saw with the Meetup example, targeted ads, retargeted ads for people who have participated on your website. As you know, I like to provide one thing in each of my presentations that you can do right now. I would like for you to focus on your current customers. You can send an email to past customers and tell them about 4 things. Number 1, a special offer that you have for them, or a new product or service that you have created or are offering since they last engaged with you. You should include a news update that helps them see how hard you're working towards providing additional services for them. And then number 4, a story about a customer. And you want to make sure that the customer you're writing about is included in the email list. I hope that you've gotten value out of this video about the human decision-making process and how to ensure that the lead funnel that you are creating for your business is accompanying them on that journey.